We are on fire alert for you. The High Park fire continues its march on homes and buildings. We're showing you now a live picture of the fire west of Fort Collins, and we are seeing more smoke as fire activity increases.
They saw fire movement of 20 to 40 feet a minute, or 1 mile per hour. So that doesn't sound slow if it's a vehicle, but if that's a fire, trust me, that's fast and pretty concerning conditions.
Video from this morning shows flames approaching homes. The fire has grown to nearly 37,000 acres, or nearly 60 square miles, which is larger than the New Mexico fire. Our fire is burning on 6 different hillsides.
And we have team coverage of this fire. Christine Chang talking with evacuees this morning. Major King is getting the latest from Fort Collins. But we begin with Tyler Lopez. He's live for us at the fire command post. Tyler?
Mitch, this fire is growing, advancing in every direction, and at times it's very impressive. Take a look behind me. This view was fairly stable throughout the morning until about 8 o'clock. That's when it just exploded. At one point, I counted 6 different hillsides where the fire was burning down towards Fort Collins. But at this point, no additional evacuations have been ordered. We are getting better information, though, on the areas where some of the homes have been lost. And that's as far as we've been told, that homes have been lost, but no exact number. We know that 18 structures have been damaged or destroyed, and it's believed they're in the areas of Poudre Canyon, Poudre Park, Wrist Canyon, just up the road from where we're standing now, Stove Prairie, Paradise Park, and Old Flowers Road. Now that's where the missing person was last seen. At our 9:30 briefing this morning, the Larimer County Sheriff's deputy wouldn't say if that person got an evacuation notice, if it was an adult or a child, but he did say they've had some people who have refused to leave.
Fire. We do document those, move on, and continue to evacuate other personnel, or other citizens, I should say, from the area. We can't stay too long in any one location because that jeopardizes our responders' safety. It also jeopardizes the safety of other citizens that need to be contacted in a rapid fashion.
Now, he also says they're not going to drag anyone away, but we are seeing some frustration from residents who say, look, I just want to go take a look for myself to see if my house is still standing. And that sheriff's deputy countered by saying, look, this fire is totally out of control, burning in every direction, as you heard, nearly 60 square miles so far. They do have a lot of air support, though. 5 heavy air tankers, 5 single-engine tankers. We've got several helicopters, too, and in a few minutes we're going to get another briefing from the new federal incident manager. We'll ask him how those resources will help with the plan of attack. But so far, up until now, these 400 firefighters have been in mostly defensive positions. Live in Larimer County, Tyler Lopez, 7 News.
All right, Tyler, thank you for the update.
Well, we have an updated map of the fire area. This is in red here. You can see how much it's grown since the last fire map was built. It's really edged up there on the north end on Highway 14. 7 News photojournalist Major King's been covering this fire for us all weekend. Is now at Horsetooth Reservoir. And Major, this has been a problem area.
That's right, Major. Fill us in on this. You've been watching as the situation has grown along with the evacuees, and it's frightening to see this fire grow so quickly.
It's sad, Bertha. It's just sad. For the second day in a row, I've gotten up from my house and driven to the west side of town, and my jaw literally dropped when I saw what I did. And I'm going to step out of the way so you can see what we're seeing. We're at Rotary Park. That's the park that a lot of rock climbers use on the east side of Horsetooth Reservoir. You can see all the people up here that are watching the flames. Those flames are now within the boundaries of Laurie State Park. In fact, they're within a quarter mile of the entrance station on the north side of Laurie State Park. We've got a Type 1 crane helicopter, or not a crane, but just a Type 1 chopper that's dropping water in us. I'm going to stay with this, you guys, because he's protecting the homes that are in that neighborhood up there. And I apologize, I don't know the name of that neighborhood, but it's the one that's on the west side of Horsetooth on the north end. It's an older neighborhood. It's been there a long time, and we've been watching this crane make drops up here on the eastern slope of Laurie State Park. We'll just stay with this for a second. I'm going to talk to a friend of mine, John Miller, who's an evacuee. John lives in the next neighborhood to the south, on the south end of Horsetooth Reservoir, and I don't think he's going to drop right now. So, John, why don't you come on in here? Let's talk to you real quick for a second. You were evacuated last night, and just so our viewers know, you're actually staying at my house.
Yes, I am. Thank you, Major. I certainly appreciate it. We were evacuated. The call came in on the automated system about, I think, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And we are actually about 3 miles south of the fire, the burn area that you can see right now. And there is a large neighborhood on the southern side of Horsetooth Mountain Park and on the eastern side of Horsetooth Mountain Park, sandwiched between Horsetooth Reservoir and Horsetooth Mountain Park. And so, as Major said earlier, when you see it, you know, in your own neck of the woods, your jaw drops. And so what I'm looking at is I'm seeing how the flames are getting really close to Arthur's Rock, which is a large rock outcropping in Laurie State Park. And if it happens to get over that, then Horsetooth Mountain Park is absolutely in danger. And that's terrifying for a number of reasons, if nothing more than this is such a tremendous resource for the community up here.
Both John and I spend a lot of time up in this area, and that's what a lot of people do, actually. Obviously, it's a high recreation area. Thank you, John, for joining us. I appreciate that, and we hope that your home certainly stays safe. 18 homes lost. This thing just keeps growing. I'm just surprised. It's not that windy today, and it's a little bit cooler. It's only supposed to get warmer as this week goes on. So, guys, it's sad up here what's going on, and I don't know what else to tell you. The pictures are just striking, and it's just that much closer even to Fort Collins now. It's moving south from Bellevue. So, live from Rotary Park on the east side of Horsetooth Reservoir, Major King, 7 News.
Well, certainly no stranger to forest fires here, Major, but this is the largest that area has seen ever. So thank you for the update.
All right, Major, thank you so much. Now, the widespread evacuation areas are here on this map in yellow. More than 2,600 calls went out to residents telling them to evacuate. The Red Cross Evacuation Center was relocated overnight to the Ranch Events Complex. This is at I-25 and Crossroads Boulevard. The smoke was just too heavy to maintain the previous location at a school, Cash Laputer Middle School.
Now, Christine Chang is at that center this morning. Christine, folks are coming there trying to get some answers today.
Yeah, and for a lot of the evacuees who are here, many are still inside the shelter. Right now, really, it's just a wait-and-see situation for them because while their homes might be safe now, if the winds change, well, that could be a complete situation then. We talked to a mother and daughter earlier who were able to actually grab their dogs along with a few valuables and some clothing. And Nicole Flannery says that she found out her house was in the path of the fire through a text. Apparently, she was working at the time, and her boyfriend saw it on the news. So in the end, they ended up having to leave these 2 horses behind. She gave us this photo earlier because they couldn't bring the trailers back in to get them. And Flannery says they just got these 2 horses. They were just nursing them back to health when the Hyde Park fire broke out.
We've only had them for about 2.5 months, and there's 2 of them. In Palomino Draft and in Appaloosa. They were in pretty bad health when they came to the house, and we just barely got them back to health, and now this happens.
By the way, it was at this briefing earlier that they found out firefighters were actually able to get to their house and set the horses free. And while they might not know where the horses are at this time, they're just happy that someone was able to get to the property to let them go. Another briefing is set for evacuees at the ranch. We're just told that it will be at the First National Bank, which is the building right directly behind the McKee building. Again, we're getting information all the time, and a lot of information changes by the hour. So right now it's at the First National Bank at 3 p.m. for just evacuees with an update, a briefing then. But stay with 7 News and, of course, at denverchannel.com as we continue to get updates all throughout the day. Live in Loveland, I'm Christine Chang, 7 News.
All right, Christine talking to evacuees all morning. Thank you, Christine.
Those of you wanting to help should call 211. That's where authorities say you can volunteer. And they also say cash donations are best right now, and they recommend you visit the Red Cross's website.
I want to go over now to Dale Cedars in the 24/7 Weather Center. Dale, it looked like from those live shots, maybe the wind is dying down a little bit.
They are much calmer today than what we saw over the weekend, but we're still going to see a little bit of wind out there. And of course, that's not really what the firefighters want to help them try to battle the blaze and get that containment around there. The relative humidities are low, but better than we were. So we're at 24%, the Redstone. That's the closest monitor we have to the location of the Hyde Park fire. Anything below 35 is an elevated high fire danger, but yesterday we were in the teens, so we'll take the 20s. These are our current wind gusts. Look, we're in single digits. That is very good news for firefighters trying to get control of this. But let's look at the future. Let's look at where we're going to go from here. You're going to see these vectors. The longer they get, that means the stronger the winds are going to get. So I'm going to put this into motion starting around noon. You're going to see them start to expand. You get up into the teens, but we're not seeing anything in really even the 30s or even the 40s. And those were the gusts that we were seeing over this weekend. As we look at the future cast, unfortunately in that area, they're not going to get the moisture that we need, and the rain is really what they need to help them battle this blaze. As we put it into motion, you're going to start to see a few clouds start to pick up, and then you can see a few rain showers kind of near the west of Estes Park hopefully can get other way, pushing a little bit closer, but mostly you're just going to see a lot of cloud coverage later this afternoon. This is what it looks like around 8:15. So coming up, we're actually going to go through all of your forecasts and let you know what you can expect, and also when we do have our best shot at some rain showers.
All right, Dale, thank you. It's 10 minutes after 11 now, and because of all the smoke, Horsetooth Reservoir, Horsetooth Mountain Open Space, and Eagle's Nest Open Space are now being closed to the public. Anyone with reservations tonight or tomorrow night, they should call to either change or cancel those reservations because those parks will be closed. And because of the smoke, there is a health warning at least until this evening. Children, the elderly, and those with a lung disease are being told to reduce long periods outside if you can avoid it. This is for the Front Range, Urban Corridor, all the way down to El Paso County.
The focus today is still all toward protecting homes and structures in the fire zone. Poudre Fire Authority took this photo of firefighters protecting a home, and you can see how close the flames are there. Here's another shot for you. Yesterday, there was a frightening moment for firefighters on Missile Silo Road.
A power line fell down and cut our crews off from each other. And while that was happening, they were still able to save all the residences except one, and there's probably 20 residences in there, and all of them had fire impinging on them. In fact, some of them ignited and our crews were able to extinguish them.
And here is how crews on the ground are trying to slow the fire. They are spraying foam. You can see it there on that fencing. They're trying to spread foam so the fire doesn't jump the road.
And fire resources are being spread pretty thin in this region of the country because of another large fire as well going on in New Mexico. This one's burning 42 square miles of land so far. This fire is near the mountain community of Ruidoso, which has damaged or destroyed 35 homes and buildings. This one fired up on Friday. Some strong winds have grounded the aircraft there, making it really tough to fight. Some evacuated residents were allowed to return to their homes yesterday, but they've been warned, as residents here have been, that they have to be ready to leave again in a moment's notice. So here's the bottom line on our High Park fire. It is burning on 6 different hillsides, 15 miles west of Fort Collins, now burned nearly 37,000 acres, zero containment at this hour, and the fire continues to grow. 18 structures, including some homes, have been destroyed or at least damaged by flames. Some 400 people, more than a dozen aircraft, are fighting the fire right now. And it's believed lightning started this fire around 6 in the morning on Saturday.